correspondent Joe Khalil just wrapped up an interview with Rubio a little while ago. He joins me live now. All right, Joe, this is quite a development. I know you've been trying to track down Rubio for quite some time. I don't think any of us expected him to say something this explosive. Break it down for us.
Yeah, it was a big deal, Brian. And so let's start off with the fact that Rush himself, self-admittedly, is a second-hand witness bringing these claims forward, right? So he is not in the rooms seeing these alleged aircraft. He's not involved with these alleged programs that exist, but he was talking to people who have seen those things. He was getting information from people who were in those programs. Well, tonight, Senator Rubio said that he, the senator, has heard from those first-hand account witnesses to some of these claims. And I tried to press him and asked him in a number of different ways. Okay, the people who are saying that they have seen these things up close and personal, spacecraft and others, you have heard from those people who made those claims. And here's what the senator told us. I'm going to play a big chunk of our exchange.
We'll say there are people that have come forward to share information with our committee over the last couple of years. I would imagine some of them are potentially some of the same people that perhaps he's referring to. I want to be very protective of these people. A lot of these people came to us even before these protections were in the law for whistleblowers to come forward.
Talking to people who have had firsthand knowledge or claim to have firsthand knowledge of seeing this type of thing?
Or have firsthand knowledge or firsthand claims of certain things. Some are public figures, and we've heard from them in the past. Others, have not shared publicly. And so we're trying to gather as much of that information as we can. And the reason why I'm being cautious, I'm not trying to be evasive, but I am trying to be protective of these people. Some of these people still work in the government. And frankly, a lot of them are fearful of their jobs, fearful of their clearances, fearful of their career. And some, frankly, are fearful of harm coming to them.
So that category of people who have firsthand knowledge, who say they have actually seen these kinds of things, do you find many of them credible?
Well, I don't find them either not credible or credible because we have no basis. But we understand some of these claims are things that are beyond sort of the realm of what any of us has ever dealt with. What I think we owe them is just a mature, understand it, listening, and trying to put all these pieces together and just sort of intake the information without any prejudgment or jumping to any conclusions one direction or another. I will say I find most of these people at some point, or maybe even currently, have held very high clearances and high positions within our government. So you do ask yourself, like, what incentive would so many people with that kind of qualification, these are serious people, have to come forward and make something up?
All right, so Marco Rubio has talked about UFOs, and he was just saying that he talked to people that said that they dealt with this kind of with these things, and we whether it's technology or whatever, and he remained he let these people. He said he made an interesting comment, which I think was intelligent, that he doesn't know if they're credible. He has no frame of reference to know if they're credible or not. But he just said he should treat this like have a mature conversation about this, which I think is respectable. I think, even though Rubio's a mainstream Republican, he's not. I mean, he's just one guy. But once you start getting like the mainstream left-leaning legacy media like CNN, MSNBC, and things of that nature, really talking about it like it's legit, then that's like the green light for the U.S. to say like, oh, it's good. That's what it is. And once you got that green light, when it becomes mainstream, then, we're going to, as Christians, we're really going to have to deal with that. Now, what I think these things are is, I think they're demonic. And that's just not me, but there's certain scientists that seem to be somewhat non-religious that also said the same thing. And I'll play a clip from Chuck Missler, him talking about this. And he's now dead, but he's one of the best Bible prophecy teachers. Was one of the best Bible prophecy teachers, I think, period. And outside the preacher of rapture, I really, really appreciated a lot of his Bible prophecy takes. But anyways, let me play what he said.
And part of the problem of the UFOs is they have some paradoxical behavior. On the one hand, they're seen by multiple competent witnesses. They are plotted on radar, sometimes multiple radars simultaneously. They leave tangible traces on the ground, sometimes radiation, evidence of burning and other things. So they are apparently real in the sense of being physical, on the one hand. There are photographs. Sometimes they show up on photographs, sometimes they don't. But here's the problem. While they seem to be tangible on the one hand, they exhibit behavior that can't possibly be physical. They can go in excess of 6,000 miles per hour without sonic boom. So what on earth does that mean? I'd like to know how they do that trick. They've been plotted making right-angle turns at over 16,000 miles an hour. That defies the laws of physics. That's perhaps the most disturbing thing of all, they appear to have the ability to materialize and dematerialize without a trace. One of the great mysteries of the UFOs isn't seeing them, is trying to figure out where are they when you don't see them. Some people say, well, they're from another galaxy. Most physicists will debunk that for lots of reasons. They seem to pose that way, but for lots of, if there are that many coming from another galaxy, you think it sets the traffic. We'll come to that with some more reasonable explanations, and you're going to discover the two top researchers in the last century, really, is Jacques Vallée, France, and J. Allen Hynek, the American. Now, J. Allen Hynek was head of astronomy at Cornell, and he set out to debunk this nonsense about UFOs, and he became one of the most ardent, competent, balanced researchers in the trade. J. Allen Hynek, he died a few years ago. Both of these respected researchers came to the conclusion that they're not intergalactic. Lots of physics, there are a lot of physics rebuttals to that conjecture. They both argued that these things are demonic. Their term. They've written many, many books. You can check them out. These are not religious people. They're not people with any kind of personal agenda. But they came to the conclusion that these things, on the one hand, and by the way, we take for granted that we strip away the nonsense of the hoaxes, set that aside. There's tens of thousands of files you have to walk through. When you cut through all that, there's still a core group, a substantial core group of real events that need explanation. And so on the one hand, they exhibit physical properties. On the one hand, on the other hand, they also violate all physical laws. And so the conclusion from that both J. Allen Hynek and Jeff Belay and others have come to is that they're hyperdimensional, that somehow they come from another dimension periodically.
Anyways, so you heard that, and like these things have these things seem demonic. They do have a physical component to them. So what do I do with that? How do I salvage that? Well, it depends which aspect we're talking about. But when it comes to the technology, or when it comes to their the biological entities, when it comes to the maybe the race or whatever, I think this might have to do with certain genetic manipulation going on. We saw some of this in Genesis 6, and if you've seen some of the skeletons of these giants, you know they're not human. All right, and I'm not going to really get into that now. It's another video, but you know they're not human. It says the sons of God had daughters of men, and they came together and had giants. And when you look at that word that's translated, when it talks, only other time it uses that word. I don't know, I can't pronounce it, but it was talking about angels in heaven. And I'm not going to really get into proving what this is in this video, but I'm just telling you what I think about it. And then I get into more what these things are, more about the Nephilim in another video. But I think a lot of I don't know if this is going to be the main deception or just a deception that's going to go on in the future. I don't really know. I believe there's going to be multiple deceptions according to Revelations 13 and Matthew 24, because it seems like Revelation 13 talks about a false prophet doing miracles, and Matthew 24 talks about people claiming to be Christ. Now, I don't think the false prophet is going to claim to be Christ. I don't believe that. So therefore, and if there's more than one false Christ doing miracles, there seems to be more than one deception going on. He says false prophets and false Christ, so there might be multiple kinds of deceptions going on, which that will leave it open for a UFO to be another kind of deception. And if there's a lot of supernatural stuff going on, pulling people from a lot of different ways, that'll have enough to that could be enough where people just they might not know what to believe. They might not really know what to believe because there's so much going on. But anyways, so I think UFOs could be part of another deception. I know those things are known to lie a lot. And interesting enough, another reason why I believe they're demonic is because CE4 research has been studying these UFO phenomena and Christians that get harassed and whatever by these things. And oftentimes people rebuke these things in the name of Jesus, tell these things to go in the name of Jesus, and they leave. According to CE4 research, Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind research. I've heard this phenomenon being associated with occult activity. I know they associate themselves with New Age philosophy, and they seem often to try to convince people that Jesus isn't real. But anyways, yeah, I just thought that was interesting, and I think I'm just going to talk about Nephilim in the future, but I think Christians really need to start taking this seriously. Oh yeah, also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but in Daniel chapter 2, it talks about the iron and clay. It talks about the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken, and then it says that they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. It sounds like something other than men shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, which is interesting. I can't necessarily say it's talking about fallen angels or anything like that, but it's just an interesting way of phrasing that, right? That's what it would look like if that was the case, but I can't say that's 100% the case, because that could be something else. The kingdom being partly strong and partly broken, and they mingle themselves with the seed of men. Those are two different things in my assessment, or they might be related. But anyways, that's all I really have to say. Thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.